Imagine an America where the volume of conflict never drops, but the temperature never quite changes. Debates, rage, crises stack. History keeps pressing forward. Yet the nation never experiences the feeling that politics might sound different, look different, feel different, even briefly. Power rotates, but the tone stays sharp. In this timeline, the absence of Barack Obama doesn't prevent polarization. Economic anxiety still builds. Wars still drag on. Social change still accelerates faster than comfort allows. What disappears is a pause, a moment when millions of Americans briefly believe that complexity can be spoken calmly and disagreement doesn't require constant outrage. What shifts first isn't policy, it's emotional framing. Without a leader able to translate systemic stress into composed language, national anxiety stays raw. Fear moves faster than reassurance. Political arguments feel louder, less filtered. The idea that intelligence and restraint can coexist in leadership never fully settles into public expectation. Here's the part most people miss. Without a model of rhetorical calm under pressure, American media culture evolves differently. Cable news still thrives, but tone escalates faster. Commentary rewards certainty over nuance. The space for both and thinking narrows. Audiences learn to expect confrontation, not reflection. Politics becomes performance sooner. Culturally, this reshapes how Americans interpret progress. Hope exists, but it feels private, fragile, easily mocked. Optimism sounds naive. Cynicism gains cultural credibility earlier. The belief that the system can bend without breaking weakens. Change is seen as something forced through conflict, not guided through persuasion. Public psychology absorbs this shift. Young Americans grow up seeing leadership as reactive rather than deliberative. Calm is mistaken for weakness. Complexity is treated as evasion. The habit of listening fades behind the habit of responding. Conversation becomes competitive. Silence becomes suspect. Economically and institutionally, the effects compound quietly. Trust in large systems, healthcare, finance, government, erodes faster without a credible voice explaining trade-offs in human terms. Reform efforts still happen, but they're interpreted through suspicion rather than patience. Good faith disagreement feels rarer even when interests align. Race and identity debates evolve with sharper edges. Conversations still happen, but with less shared language to hold them together. Progress occurs unevenly, often framed as zero-sum. The absence of a unifying narrative that affirms difference while insisting on common citizenship leaves gaps filled by grievance on all sides. Internationally, America's posture changes tone. Power remains, influence remains, but diplomacy feels more transactional, less narrative-driven. Allies hear capability, but less reassurance. Rivals encounter strength, but fewer signals of restraint. Leadership looks effective, but colder, less aspirational. Over decades, the long-term effect becomes cultural memory. Americans inherit a politics where eloquence feels ornamental, not essential. The expectation that presidents should elevate discourse fades. Leadership becomes about endurance, not inspiration. Survival replaces vision as the central metric of success. Yet something is gained as well. Skepticism sharpens. Illusions fall faster. Americans become fluent in conflict. But fluency doesn't always bring understanding. The cost is subtle. Fewer moments when the nation hears itself thinking out loud. And that leaves an open question. If a country navigates historic change without ever slowing its emotional pulse, does resilience harden or does exhaustion set in? And how much of America's recent stability came not from agreement or outcomes, but from the rare experience of hearing power speak calmly enough that people believed disagreement didn't have to mean collapse?